guys, it's Lynn from Kickazzeats.com, and I'm here to make you something wonderful today. So, you've probably had Eggs Benedict maybe in a fancy brunch on a Sunday or a holiday breakfast, something like that. But did you know there's a way to make it where you can have it any day of the week, and it is so easy and so yummy. So what you want to do is you want to start with the hollandaise sauce. And you're probably thinking, oh man, double boiler, I'm going to break my sauce, blah, blah, blah. No. What you want to do is you want to take some butter. Now, this is margarine. I acknowledge that. Blue Bonnet margarine, the best one. I like the taste of hollandaise with margarine as opposed to like dairy butter. I don't know. I'm weird. I just like different things. So what you want to do is you want to take a whole stick and then 2 more tablespoons, so that equals to 10 tablespoons. Wow, that is a lot of butter, but oh, it's so good. So what you want to do with that is you want to put it in a little saucepan. I like to cut up the big stick just because it's easier for it to melt. Feel a little unprepared. I just cut it into 3, toss that into the little saucepan, and turn that thing on, medium. Now while we're doing that, we get to do something super duper fun. Well, super duper fun as far as I'm concerned. You want to take 3 eggs and separate them. So, I've got this handy dandy little bowl here. I'm going to open up my blender. Remember I said we don't need to use double boilers or anything like that. We're going to do it in a blender. Now this is the way I do it. Some people do the back and forth with the shell. I make a mess every time I do that. So what you want to do is you want to crack your egg into your hand and just let the white seep through. And then you got your little yolky. So cute. Toss that guy in the blender. Then you want to do that 2 more times because you need 3 yolks. Blender. 1 more guy. Now while this is messy too, this method doesn't cause me to fling egg white and yolk all over the kitchen. Into the blender. Give me a second, let me just wash my little hand. Now that my little piggies are clean, now we're going to move on to the next step. So you've got your eggs in the blender. Now what you want to do is take a lemon, fresh lemon. I like a lot of lemon juice in my hollandaise. You roll this guy to release all the yummy juices. Cut them in half. Now if you see some seeds, pop those bad boys out. You don't want seeds in your hollandaise, trust me, that's weird. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to squeeze the entire lemon. So I'm going to squeeze it through my fingers just in case any more seeds pop out. You want to get all that yummy, 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 yummy in there. Lemon juice is really what makes it. Squeeze the rest here. See, those wily little seeds are trying to get in my hand here. Alrighty. Next, what you want to do is you want to take a little bit of Coleman's mustard powder, the best mustard powder. A lot of recipes do not call for the Coleman's, but I like it in there. You don't want too much because it gets bitter, but just a little tiny bit. About that much. As I've said before, I don't always know measurements. I just kind of eyeball it and let it do its thing. Then you want to take a little bit of Zatarain's cayenne pepper. Just a little. This is not spicy. Couple of little taps in there. Little bit of salt. Little bit of pepper. And now for the noisy part. Well, the first noisy part. You want to let this go for probably about 30 seconds and just pulse it. Now once you get done with that, you want to either open it if you have to take your whole lid off or take the little cap off. And then you want to get your melted butter or margarine. Now this is the really tricky part. This can get a little bit messy. You're going to want to pour it into the blender while the blender is going. Now you see how it's gotten that little pale yellow? That's the color you want. So we can just take this off. Man, that looks good. Now you're probably wondering exactly why you are able to eat this with eggs in the blender. Well, the hot butter and the friction from the blender actually cook the egg, and that's what eliminates the need for a double boiler. So let me give it a little taste. Oh, that is perfect. Oh yes. Nice and lemony, a little bit of the cayenne, buttery, decadent. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands again and then we will continue on. Now we're ready for the final steps of our Eggs Benedict. Now, one thing I want to point out is that traditionally Eggs Benedict is served with ham. Ham is great. I have had them with ham and they are absolutely delicious. But we prefer them with bacon. So I pre-made the bacon and they're served on an English muffin, toasted of course. I put a little bit of butter on the muffin. I don't know if anybody else does that, but it just makes it so it's not quite so dry. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another egg. This is time for the poached eggs. Don't be afraid to try to make poached eggs. It's way easier than it seems. So what you want to do is crack an egg into this little ramekin guy. Make sure you do not break the yolk because, well, you can't use that egg. So here's the little eggy guy, no broken yolk. Now I'm going to come over here and bring my distilled white vinegar with me. One of the keys to successful poached eggs is a little bit of white vinegar in the water. So I usually just take the cap and put a little bit of vinegar in it. I don't know if you guys can see that. And you do want to use the white vinegar, apple cider vinegar and stuff like that. It just doesn't taste the same. It does lend a taste to the egg. So what you want to do is it's simmering. You want to get a little whirlpool going with your little whisk. And then you want to dump the vinegar in. You want to keep it stirring a little bit just to incorporate that in the water. You'll only need to do that one time no matter how many eggs you're putting in this water. Okay, then you want to keep your little whirlpool going. You want to take your egg in a ramekin and then you want to just dump it into the whirlpool and let it go. Do not touch it for a little bit. You see that there's little strands of white. That does not mean you've messed it up. You want it to do that, and the vinegar also helps to pull all the white together. So you're just going to want to let that guy go for about 2 to 3 minutes. Just keep an eye on him. You can kind of tell when they're done. I'll show you how. So while we're waiting for that, I am also waiting for my muffins to toast, and then I can put them together. So it's been a couple of minutes, and now you can kind of see that your little poached guy is done. Looks like a poached egg you'd see on TV, I think. See how the whites, they kind of squeezed up together. You want to pull them out with a slotted spoon because you don't want to put water on your Eggs Benedict. That would be pretty gross. Okay, so we'll take this guy over here and we just put him on top of the English muffin that has bacon on it already. Just flip that little dude over. Oh, doesn't that look amazing? And we're not even done. So what you want to do next is get your hollandaise. If it's gotten a little cooler, you want to just pulse it and it'll warm it right back up. Now you want to take it and you want to just pour it over the top. Oh yeah, frothy, buttery, delicious. See, and you can put as much or as little as you like. Then you want to just take a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. You can put a little bit of paprika or cayenne or anything else you want on it. You can serve it with bacon, ham, sausage, meatless, however you want to do it. The main point is the hollandaise and the poached egg. That's what makes an Eggs Benedict amazing. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm hungry. So we're going to have our Eggs Benedict here, and we'll see you in the next video. Remember, stay foodie.